Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy you joined me today. This is the first of many talks that I will be having and hosting about a topic that is so dear to me, a topic that makes me want to wake up every morning and do what I do. I want us to talk about chronic pain. And as a very short intro, and before I start, pour ceux et celles qui parlent français, si vous voulez m'envoyer vos questions après en français, ça va me faire plaisir de vous répondre. So I want it to be inclusive, and I want to open this up for English speaking and French speaking folks. I want to really spread the word and reach as far as I can, because this subject is so far buried in the unknown. There is very little knowledge in the medical community that is helping people other than pain management. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot out there to help people not only manage. I don't like the word managing, because managing means it's there to stay. Overcome. I like to use the word overcome. So helping people overcome their chronic pain. So welcome my sister and coach for over 10 years, Claude Khalil. I'm so excited to have you with me today. Thank you for joining.
Hi, everybody. Hi, thank you for having me, Mia. A topic that is dear to me too, since I overcame many things. And this is what I really want to share with everybody, my story and how you helped me deal with that. So thank you.
That is so exciting. Before we start, I also overcame major chronic pain that lasted for years. In retrospect, my chronic pain started very early on. I was in my mid-20s. And it changed, it shifted, it moved places. It talked to me in many different ways. That only recently, a couple years ago, I did understand that language, and I was able to really connect the dots and overcome it. So, Claude, I want you to tell me a little bit about how did the pain manifest in your life, and how long did it last for?
Actually, it manifested 10 years ago when I started my coaching business. And it was the way, that's what I thought. It was the way I was sitting on the couch when I was having my clients, and I was sitting diagonally. And the way I was sitting, I started having pain in the lower part of my left back. It was there, it was weird. I would train sometimes and it would go away and it would come back. And at one point, I decided to consult a chiropractor. And I knew this since I was young. I have a hip lower than the other one, and they started explaining to me the mechanics of my body, which I really understood. But there was always this doubt in my mind. How come for so many years my hip didn't go lower? It was always low. How come it manifested when I started coaching? The only reason I found is the way I was sitting. So if I was sitting diagonally, okay, it's there. And it would come very strongly certain times of the month. Some months it was lower, the pain was lower, and it kept going and going and going. And I had periods of training and periods of not training.
By training,
and it was
you mean
always
working
there.
out? You mean exercise?
Working out. Yes. Jogging, high intensity training, anything. It was always there, coming back and going, coming back and going. So this is the history, and it's been over 10 years. It's not crippling for me. It wasn't crippling. It was just there, reminding me every day or every other day that it's there. And I would do stretches, and I would, they told me I need to strengthen this, I need to strengthen that, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I was doing everything.
It is not very special to your story that we tend to connect the pain to something we're doing. What I hear a lot from people is it started after a session at the treadmill, or it started after a race, or it started after I slept wrong, or, you know, people tend to associate their pain to things that they are doing. And to be very honest, to understand really chronic pain, it manifests itself in the areas of weakness of the body. So you having a hip, a side lower than the other is magical for that emotional stress and that trapped energy to lodge there and show itself there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And usually people, now, you knew about this problem for as far as you can remember.
When we were in Lebanon, that's what they told my mom, because sometimes my knees would hurt when I was young. And that's what they told her.
And it is also funny because some people, when they start digging in and going to see medical doctors and they go to see specialists, they discover in findings, MRI, X-rays, they discover some structural damage. And I'm not a doctor, and I would like to take a pause and say I am not a doctor, and I'm not saying anyone should discard pain. You should always consult and get to the bottom of your medical pursuit. However, I want to also say that in the medical field, we have failed to connect aging structure with pain in a scientific way, meaning the findings of people who have structural damage and who are not in pain is overwhelmingly there, that it kind of kills the case for, if you do have this or that, you should be in pain. So you having that issue and you knowing about it made you also kind of strengthen your belief that this is coming from there.
Exactly. And they would tell me, because of the hip that is lower, it creates a scoliosis, but it's not a real scoliosis. It's just that, you know, the hip is lower. So the what do you call it in English? The
spine?
Yes, the spine has to adjust for me to align, be straight. So everybody, oh, you have scoliosis. And I'm like, if I go to a massage therapist or whatever, no, it's not real scoliosis. But what was always on my mind is, how come I can go days without any pain, even though I have scoliosis, and some days I don't?
Exactly.
So
let me ask this: are you in pain now?
No, 0 on 10. And the thing is, I started strengthening my back and my lower body, and which is very good, which is, I tell everybody to take care of your body. So I did this for a long time. The problem is, when I was very busy at work, launching, you know, during COVID, I changed completely my business and everything. I stopped training. I lowered my training, and then I stopped training at all, exercising, I mean. And the pain was always there. Always there. And then one day I decided that I needed to work on my mindset of fear of lack, and my mindset with you on choosing me to exercise every day, because it's important. I'm going to be 50 this year, and I really wanted to take care of my body and not let go of exercising as soon as I was busy at work. So we had a breakthrough session. I've been working out for over 2 months now, month and a half, 2 months, practically 4 times a week since the breakthrough session.
This is huge.
And I will talk about the breakthrough session, but I just want to tell everybody, since the breakthrough session, I can tell you, I've been training, I've been running, I've been sitting sometimes all day because I'm working and I'm busy, but I'm still working out 4 or 5 times a week. 0 pain in my body. I have pain in terms of sore muscles because I trained my biceps, I trained my back, but the pain, the inflammatory pain that I used to have, 0 on 10.
This is huge. This is outstanding. And I want to let people know that this is accessible for every single person. It is accessible, it is feasible. Chronic pain does not have to cripple your life. It does stem from a deep connection to strong emotions that are not felt, lived, processed, managed, faced. And once you open that lid and you dig deep and you know exactly where this comes from, you will continue to live with the same findings, with the same body. However, you will not have the pain crippling your life. So, can you tell me a little bit about what happened during that breakthrough session that made you connect those dots?
Yeah. We had this amazing session because I was telling you, how come when we came to Canada, I came here, I was 15. So we were talking about the breakthrough session, and I was telling you, we're really digging deep at the root of the problem. Why, even though my conscious mind wants to exercise, to take care of my body, and health is a very important thing for me, how come it's the first thing I let go? And we went back and you asked me a question about, when did the problem start? And this is where, you know, my mind is very logic. I was like, it went exactly to the root of the problem, is when I felt I had so much responsibilities and so many things that I didn't want to do. The only thing I felt I had control over during that time, it was really a bad time in our lives. The only thing I had control over and rebel was saying no to training. It was the only thing I felt I was capable of deciding in my life, yes or no. Because in Lebanon, I would train every day with you.
Yes.
We would do dance, we would do aerobics, we would swim, jog.
Yes.
And there was never a resistance.
Correct.
And at that time, I understood that it was my, how do you say in English, revendiquer, like reclaim a certain saying on something in my life. And now at 49, I have the power. I'm the one who's deciding. And I understood the difference between my conscious and my subconscious in terms of that issue. And I started the connection and the conversation with my subconscious mind to make that part of me feel safe, and that part of me to say, you are heard, you are seen, you are validated, I am taking care of myself. And it just did this. And at the same time, I was working on the financial, because when I started coaching, I left a career in finances and I started on my own with 2 kids. And it was very scary. So the finances plus reclaiming a voice to be heard, these 2 issues, I dealt with them at the same time. Because I was working on my financial lack for a long time. And then this came to me and it just made it all so aligned.
This is very powerful. As both you and me know, the subconscious mind's role primarily is to protect us.
Yes.
It is to protect us. And so anytime you started to do something, it screamed in your ear, stop, you need to be heard. Stop, now you're going back, because a subconscious mind is like a 7-year-old child.
Exactly. It's imprinted, and I'm the specialist of the subconscious mind, but I needed you that breakthrough session, because you know me so well and we have this relationship, that your questions brought me exactly where I needed to go And it's like magic. Once you see, you cannot unsee. I just connected the dots. And I can tell you, I'm so conscious when I'm training, or even before, when I start my day and I have so much to do at work. I'm really, growing a business. Um, and the first thing on my mind, the automation in my mind is to get down and start my business and start sending emails, doing this, doing that. And there's this part of me every morning, you first, us first.
Yes.
And I slip on my pants, my sports bra, and I train. And even when I'm doing my training, in the middle, there's a part of me who wants to stop. That's imprinted. That's the subconscious that's imprinted.
Yes.
And I just say, you're heard, don't worry, we're together in this. We want to take care of ourselves, to be here and savor the life we're creating together. And it shifts completely. And I finish my training and there's this amazing feeling, which I've been struggling with this for 10 years, struggling. And there's pain. I'm going to talk about pain again. No pain in my lower body.
Thank you so much for sharing all this. I have a lot to say, and this is just the beginning of my talks on chronic pain. I am so excited to spread the word. You don't have to live with chronic pain. You don't have to accept it the way it is. There are ways to dig in, to open the lid, to connect the dots. There are ways to get rid of what was once limiting, crippling. I'm excited to start on that journey, and I'm excited to start it with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mia.
It
It was amazing. That breakthrough session was just amazing, because since then I've been, I do a lot of hypnosis, and I do self-hypnosis to re-deal with this, to really clean it completely.
This is great. And there is a momentum. There is a momentum for old pain, for old patterns. So sticking with the program, continuing to nurture what you want to achieve is key also. And at some point, it will become the new imprint. It will become the new automation, and you will no longer have to put in any effort. This is an amazing message. Please send me any questions you have. As I said, this is the beginning. We are going to have amazing talks. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Mia. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And this is one of the most important conversations I had with you. Thanks.
Fantastic. All right, we will talk again. Thank you.